What's going on, guys? Wesley here. Hopefully I'm the very first person to show you how the unstable rift operates and exactly what you need to do to not only unlock it but beat it with ease and unlock this sick camo that just came out. This is going to be super rare and a lot of people will not be able to complete this to unlock it, so make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe. Thank you so much to my 20,000 subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me in my dream in this. If you haven't joined me already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what you need to do in order to unlock this, including the obelisk challenge and all the locations in which you may need it. Now make sure that you hit that subscribe button to support me. Let's get right into this. So there's multiple different things that you need to do in order to unlock the unstable rift, and they spawn at random locations. Not only that, but there's multiple different items that I highly suggest that you bring in with you to the unstable rift if you want to have any chance whatsoever to completing it, because I'll tell you right now at the beginning of this video, this thing is hard towards the end, and people can talk all they want as far as saying, oh, I easily completed it with this or I did this. I'm telling you guys, it is difficult for the average player. So I'm going to show you the best way to complete it. I did it with 6 players, but I'm going to show you how to do it with 4 or less. With all that said, let's not waste any more time. Let me get into exactly what you need. So I have this slow motion video of my inventory to show you guys exactly what you need. Now this is just my inventory and you can do some tweaks yourself, but things that I highly suggest that you bring no matter what: a pack-a-punched tier 3 scorcher, which I'll explain why in a second. Also ether blades, heavy distraction items such as dog bones, a VR11 that's upgraded, brain rot on your tier 3 pack-a-punch bullet weapon. It does not matter. Things that can actually distract zombies, those are going to help you a ton. Now other than that, you're also going to need every single ammo mod on your team, so make sure that at least one of each ammo mod is available to your team. Alternatively, you can obviously find them in ether nests in the game and things of that nature, so just go and search if you want to do it that way. But you have a limited amount of time to actually complete this, which is obviously the entirety of that round of zombies. So when you get into it, there was a glitch actually where it would turn black and not load the game. That has since fixed. So if you get an infinite black screen, I'm sorry to say that glitch is still happening, but they fixed it. We actually completed the unstable rift 2 times for this video. So when you get in there, these items will help you to the best of your abilities complete it. Alright, so now that you have the items that you need in order to unlock the unstable rift, or rather survive it, what we're going to be doing is looking around the map for 3 different obelisks. Now they're going to spawn at random locations. Now I've noticed that they are at certain POIs, and I'm going to show you the ones that we have, but as soon as I have all of the locations, and you know it's on Google and it's in a guide, you will see it in the pinned comment below this video. I will make sure that you guys have all the information possible, but my priority here was to show you guys exactly how to do it right now. You don't have to Google, you don't have to look around, you don't have to watch streams for 2 hours while your favorite streamer successfully does it. I have the guide right here. So what you're essentially going to do is each one of these obelisks requires a particular ammo mod. Now the person who has the ammo mod, to my understanding, needs to activate the obelisk, and they also need to be the person to kill zombies in the circle around it. So you can see this one has a symbol at the bottom, and those players who actually have the ammo mod will be the ones who kill the zombies. All right, so otherwise you just sit around and just look pretty. What you're going to do is just complete all 3 of these obelisks and you're going to get some rewards. The rewards do not actually matter. What matters is where the locations are. So another location that it could be possible in is on top of the hill in tier 3. Now these can be in tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, and they're typically at POIs. In my opinion, they're very easy to find. Now the reason for this is simple. They are randomly placed throughout the map and you need to complete them, but as soon as you complete them, the portal will open and every single person in the game will see that portal. So that's what they were talking about in the patch notes about being the first person to the portal. They don't just spawn in the game, you have to unlock them and then you have to rush to it. So that's why you absolutely need a scorcher. In fact, I suggest that your entire team has pack-a-punch level 3 scorchers while you're still above ground. Even though entering this apparently upgrades all your weapons to tier 3, I still suggest that you upgrade your scorcher in advance so you can fly over to the unstable rift and be the first team to actually do it. Because if you're not, you are likely going to have to complete the 3 obelisks again to unlock the next one, or spawn another one. So once you're done all 3 obelisks, this is where you need to panic. You're going to see the unstable rift is going to actually spawn. Now, there are a set amount of locations this can spawn in the map. We're not going to know until in a couple of weeks once everyone has done it multiple times and found out exactly where it can spawn. But what I can tell you is there are definitely set locations because this one looks very symmetrical. It's right under in the center of this tower, but you need to be the first team to actually get to this portal. So once you make it to the portal, make sure that you interact with it and get that countdown going, because while the countdown is going, you cannot teleport. You can't use it. So for example, if another team gets there, which actually for us it did, you can't actually interact. You can see them on the mini map there. Luckily, they did not accept the votes in time, so we were able to take this portal. If you don't make it in time and someone else takes it, I imagine, this is just me presuming, again, we won't know until people do it multiple times, that you will need to go find those obelisks and do the essentially the sequence again. So once you make it in, let me explain. There are multiple key differences in here. So apparently when you come in here, it will triple pack-a-punch your weapons. Now I suggest that you already upgrade your Scorcher to level 3 because that'll allow you to quickly fly over to the unstable rift and be the first team there. That could just be one player if you want, and you could save your inventory spaces for other things. I don't think that you're going to need those things because if you follow what I've told you today, I think you can do this. But guys, keep in mind the later rounds for this are extremely hard. Now, a couple of other differences: it disables tombstone. You might notice down below I have every single perk except for tombstone. When I went in, I believe I did have tombstone, but I've already confirmed this with multiple other people. It takes away tombstone from you. So this is all or nothing. You either succeed or you lose all of your crap. So it's unfortunate, but it is the reality. Now, lastly, random tombstones will spawn in the corners and they will give you power-ups such as nukes, max ammo, max armor, etc. It really isn't that big of a deal because, again, the later rounds are extremely hard. You need to be playing, you know, the best of your abilities, and you also need to have a lot of distractions. So things like brain rot, things like the VR11 upgraded that transforms zombies into people, which are, you know, obviously soldiers are distractions. Things of that nature, decoy grenades, the Casimir grenades, those are huge. Casimir grenades at zombies, you know, as you may know, periodically drop them, you know, in the dark ether. So phase 1, it's not that difficult. At the end of the phase, you're going to get a named monster similar to a bounty contract in the dark ether. None of them will be mega abominations. I have not seen a mega abomination in all 5 rounds that we did this. When we completed it, you don't get some huge boss, but you do get a named tier 4 boss, is my understanding. So as you can see, once you have done that, you're going to get a reward rift. And from my experience, or at least the 5 rounds that we did, it will be things like self-revives. It will be things like score streaks. Those things you need to hold on to. It's a little bit of a foreshadow. I think that the developers did this on purpose because round 5, like I said, is extremely hard. We're going to get to that in a second. So round 2 here, it picks up a little bit. Now, here's where I'm going to give you a suggestion as to where to stand. I highly suggest that a majority of your team be in the center square right here on the little scaffoldings or whatever you want to call this little checkerboard here, and make sure that you have each other's backs. This should be all the people who have Scorchers. They should be in the box, in my opinion, because what it's going to allow you to do is focus on specific points. There's only so many spots that zombies can actually jump into the square. So what's important is that you keep firing off your Scorcher. Now, what I've noticed lately, I'm not sure if they updated it and nerfed the Scorcher a little bit, really not sure here, but typically lately I've been running out of Scorcher ammo, you know, when I'm firing it off. Typically I can wait a couple of seconds and do it, but it seems to be running out quicker. I have no idea, but the point is that you should stay in the middle. That is my huge suggestion, and you should also save your score streaks and save your dogs if you can. In retrospect, like looking back, right, you don't know until you know, right? I highly suggest that you save your dogs until the later rounds. Don't even spawn the dogs. I probably said something different before, but just listen to me and let me walk you through everything, because I learned a lot and it is very complicated stuff. But if I explain it to you, it will be a lot easier for you to actually digest this. So essentially, every single round is going to have a countdown. This is us starting round 4. Round 4 and 5, guys, it's completely different. It is very hectic, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I would argue that this is the most difficult challenge in Modern Warfare Zombies right now. This was very difficult for 6 of us, and let me just kind of preface this by saying I believed in every single person that I was playing with. They were all good. So shout out to Drop It Like It's Hot, or Raw Liquid, as I know you now. Shout out to Mrs. Squanch, El Jefe, Shout out to Mr. Slim, Crazy Andy, Nori, everyone. Thank you so much for helping me out. You guys, you need 4 people minimum, all right? These players were good is my point, and I just want to say that it was pretty difficult in the later rounds. Your biggest, helper, in my opinion, are distractions, not kill streaks, not pack-a-punch level 3 weapons. If everyone wants to bring in a bullet gun, they better all have brain rot by the time that you get into this challenge, because what that's going to allow you to do is have these soldiers or have these zombies with brain rot running around distracting all of the heavy zombies. And as you can see, we had players going down constantly. The last thing that I would highly suggest that you do is make sure that you have healing aura. Healing aura is absolutely the meta for this challenge, and I'll tell you why. Because there were multiple times when we had 3 players go down, right? 3 out of 6. There were multiple times that we had 4 or 5 people go out, and we almost lost the game. But thankfully, someone had a self-revive. Thankfully, someone had, a dog that was still alive, or, maybe they had something else. But as you can see, for every single time that I got a self-revive, I grabbed it. I replaced anything. It did not matter what it was. And as you can see, I started to stack my kill streaks. These help out for the last round. So here we go. Round 5. This was hard. I am not going to lie to you guys. This was extremely difficult. But the good news for you is that you have all of these tips that I've given you today in order to complete this to the best of your ability. So again, stay in the middle, cause distractions early and often, and make sure that you are keeping track of your team's health and your healing aura. So I would highly suggest that you essentially back up healing auras. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, if you have your healing aura, as you can see, I do not have mine right now, you need to be communicating to your teammates and say, hey, I have healing aura ready, who else has it ready? And keep doing status checks so that you can say, okay, you do this, then you do this, and you do this. The last thing I would say is watch out for juggernauts. If your teammate has a juggernaut kill streak, watch out, because I literally died, and no, you do not come back. You can see it says standby for redeployment. You never come back. So if you die from getting crushed by a juggernaut, for example, then you are screwed. However, you are still going to unlock the camo, so do not leave the game. I tested this out for you guys. I did die before the end of the game, which was so unfortunate. You have no idea how upset I was at that point. All of that said, it did not prevent me from unlocking the camo, like I said, and this is what's going to happen. You're going to get a quote-unquote unstable rift that will spawn at the end, and you will get Mark of the Survivor, which is a sick rare camo that you are going to get for completing this. Not a lot of people are going to be able to complete this. This is very difficult, and I suspect that they are going to nerf this a little bit later and make it a little bit easier for players. I can't imagine, guys, that it's going to stay this hard. It is very difficult. But here's what's going to happen whenever you successfully exfil. So it's similar to the Dark Ether, right? Where when you successfully exfil and it says successful exfil and gives you all the, benefits and everything like that. But here's the kicker, guys. When you complete this, you are going to get all of your schematics. Just absolutely, the cooldowns are going to be absolved. So the exact amount of time is 72 hours. And this is actually Mrs. Squanch's POV, because again, I just sat in there and my screen turned black and I just left the game. But as soon as you complete round 5, you actually unlock the camo. So lucky me. But as you can see there on the right, it says 72 hours. That's it, guys. That's the full guide on the Unstable Rift. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers and all the support. And I will catch you in the next video. Oh, and by the way, comment down bananas down below if you've watched up until this point. I really appreciate you specifically. Thank you so much. Have a good one.